Welcome back to 10-4 Broadcasting. Welcome, appreciate y'all coming out tonight. Tonight is going to be the Myrtle Beach Speedway here with the East Coast Tour Modifieds. We do not see Caden Tufts on the track tonight, so everybody's going to be real excited about this. This race tonight will be sponsored by 2G Motorsports. This is your broadcaster and producer tonight, Patrick Morrison, followed by Timothy, our fearless leader of 10-4 Broadcasting, Timothy Hammond. Will be joining us here shortly. But yeah, I'm excited for this half-mile track that we're running here tonight, Tim. We're going to have 75 laps, 2 sets of tires, and at least a fast repair for these guys bumping and banging, because I believe we got about 10 drivers out here. I mean, just chomping at the bit as I've got up here on the screen. We got a few guys out here qualifying. Miles Morse has already lined himself up. Looks like he nailed himself about the 3rd position. And Jeff Clifton's up here in the 1st position. So, Tim, I mean, man, this race may be a handful. I mean, normally we got Caden Tufts out here owning in that 88 car, but not tonight.
Listen, tonight I think it's going to be exciting because these guys are going to be beating and banging for that win because over the last few weeks, we all know that Caden Tufts has been tough to beat. Oh, no pun intended. We got guys out here like Edward Marshall, Joseph Mitchell, Nathan Bryant, Jeff Clifton, Brad Carpenter. It's anybody's race tonight here at Myrtle Beach, and it's going to be a fantastic time at this track with these cars.
Yeah, now I know somebody who's looking to redeem themselves is Nathan Bryant. He seems to have qualified in the 6th position. These guys are having a little trouble really kind of getting a grasp of this track. They have a whole lot of speed diving into these turns, but man, the cars are just not wanting to rotate and just they kick around and spinning out. So they're having a heck of a time, but I would not count Nathan Bryan out for being another top 3. He's been haunted, week in and week out here, Tim, with, place in second, and yep. he's really got that win kind of in the crosshairs, and I think without Caden Tufts in his way, if he wins, the win won't be as sweet, but it'll still be a win, that he's looking for in that column.
Hey, a W's a W in my book. I'm going to take a win any way I can get it. I don't care if it's by 1 point or if you don't show up.
Yeah, now a lot of his adversaries here will be, Jeff Clifton and Jacob Torman that really seem to give him a challenge as well, being able to try to get around him, fight for position, and figure out really can these guys place these cars in the correct position. I mean, we've seen wheel-to-wheel racing of these guys, just absolutely try their darndest, to keep out and stay out of trouble. But sometimes you can't. As we're going to take a quick peek here at Edward Marshall and see how he did, because he did pretty well last week.
Yeah, and he's running that Mission 22 paint scheme. Love that paint scheme every time I see it on the track. It's hot. Yeah, nice and flashy.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy colors. I almost call it the highlighter car, man. He's got the pink, he's got the blue, he's got the yellow, and he's everywhere. So, yeah, you definitely can't miss him. But he has ended up tied up a couple of races, just in the wrong place at the wrong time, really nowhere to go. Yeah, as you can see him sliding out of 2 there, Tim. So, yeah, we're still dealing with a little bit of track issues here tonight. I believe the track temp right now, we're looking at about 69 degrees, and the air temp is running about 66. So, good, cool air for the engines. But, man, you figure the tires, it's going to take a little longer to get these things to heat up.
Yeah, it really is. And right now he's sitting P3 in his qualifying attempt. 2nd lap, going to be a little bit slower, 17.92. So it's going to stick him right there in P3. That pushes Nathan Bryant down to 7th.
Yeah, and I think that might be just our order coming up right there as we're rounding out about the last 10 seconds of time there.
Who are you looking for tonight? I heard you talk about Nathan Bryant. Is there anybody else you're going to be looking at to see who could take the realm tonight as we head into heat number 1?
Yeah, me, it would probably be, Jeff Clifton is one to really keep an eye out for. He's not a very cool-headed driver, but he can maintain his composure until time matters. Really being able to push out there and get people out of his way and make that run. So yeah, probably Jeff Clifton and Jacob Torman. He's kind of the silent sleeper out here. He's able to he's able to push forward and get where he needs to be. But man, it's not without opposition that he has a lot of trouble getting around people.
Yeah, and every time that I've watched or been a producer for the East Coast late models, Jeff Clifton is almost always there at the front at some point, and sometimes he's gotten caught up in other people's mess. And I don't blame for somebody like him to be as passionate as they are about racing and winning. I mean, we're not coming out here to just take a Sunday drive, literally. We're out here to win.
Yeah, and it's day in and day out. You try every week, but with these late late models. Come on, man. these open wheel these open wheel modified cars. I mean, you got a V8 engine underneath something that weighs just under 1,500 pounds, and then slinging them around here. So this, you're glad they have the cages on them, but it doesn't help for no tire contact, up in the front there, Tim.
Right. And it does look like there will be one heat race that's going to set these guys up. And then as we get into, then it takes us straight into the feature.
Yeah, which I'm chomping at the bit, getting to those 75 laps to see, who takes away these podium finishes here tonight. So these will be the 12. The key to this heat here, Tim, would be kind of staying out of trouble. I mean, I wouldn't want to fold up my car before the feature, so these guys got to be careful. As you can see, Nathan Bryant, boy, he is
That's
ready to go.
That's going to be beneficial for him.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
If there's anybody in the field that it's going to benefit, it's him. Right there in that 149.
Yeah.
As we get ready to take the green flag here. Green flag is in the air for heat racing here at Myrtle Beach. You can see that Edward Marshall takes a good lead right there, and Clifton just follows in right behind him. Double wide after that.
Boy. Yeah, Nathan Bryan not real happy about that little block there by Miles Morse, kind of dropping down to the bottom and jamming him up there. But yeah, you can see him qualifying sixth, I think, is a real odd situation. I don't think he should have been there. Oh man, as it goes around, hold in there. Dang. All right, well, at least he didn't fold the car up, so that's at least a fortunate deal. So yeah, he'll probably be starting from the back come the feature, Tim. But man, I mean, like I said, you just can't get these tires to really stick and get around here.
Yeah, you see Miles Morris just went around Jeff Clifton, or I'm sorry, he just went around Jacob Torman because Jacob spun around.
Yeah, Torman having some issues out there, but we've kind of seen this out of Torman. He it takes a little while. He gets the car settled, and then he really takes off, and he's very consistent at that point. But everybody's really got those jitters, and I don't know what it is about these cars or this track or even the way these leagues are picking these tracks. These guys, it's like a weird combination. These guys just can't seem to grab that right timing and placement to keep this car under control. Because man, because you see diving in, having to slow down so much. And I think the guys just know there's so much power underneath that pedal and just pushing just a little too hard.
And another thing, this I love the schedule that these guys picked out for this series. It's kind of because you don't want to pick tracks where it's going to be easy for these guys to drive, easy for them to get around. You want to make it somewhat of a challenge so these guys can really put on a show, not only for themselves but for the viewers, because as a driver, I love Daytona, Talladega, things like that, but those can be sometimes mundane. You just pedal to the metal. Here in these cars, you kind of gotta take care of it. You gotta be there at the end. So that's the perspective I have on that.
Yeah, it's just it's so difficult. I mean, when you don't have somebody out here saying that the tracks are too easy, and you got Caden Tufts pulling away with over 4 wins this season, just in this league. I mean, we've seen him in other leagues and just own the track. It's hard to even say that, Tim, because he makes it look easy. And Nathan Bryant the same way, can roll there right with him. He just seems to just get the short end of the stick.
Yeah, and I believe that's going to get turned around here tonight. Even though he had some problems in the heat, maybe it's something he got out of the way here. He can fix going into the feature and bring home the W.
Yeah, but the one I like seeing right now is Miles Morse. You know, he placed the fastest time in practice, and he's kind of, man, you see he's fighting that car right there. So he's having a little bit of trouble tonight. And, you know, Edward Marshall, I mean, the car, you know, the vehicle in front of him is looking very smooth, and his race line is exactly where he wants to be as we get that white flag out for the end of the heat here. And that should go ahead and seal this deal here, Tim.
And right now in the back, Nathan's going around Jacob Torman right now for fourth place. They're back there battling on this white flag lap. And Nathan has actually posted the fastest lap in this heat right now. Ooh, they both get a little squirrely out there off turn 4. And the checkered flag is out for these guys. So, unfortunately, Nathan didn't gain nor lose anything.
Yeah, but boy, this is going to be a handful tonight. You know, these guys will get probably a 5-minute warm up. Make sure, you know, any spin outs, Nathan Bryant, you know, any spin outs, kind of making sure these, you know, the tires are going to be okay, the engine's going to be okay, the last of the adjustments they're looking to make, and then we'll be right on to the feature.
Yeah, and you know, this would be a time where I would get those babies warmed up, spin out as much as I can, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, that's woo.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what would be really good right about now: sponsorship. The people that sponsor this league, and no better one that also sponsor us as well as Admin Box. I mean, a USB plug and play box that you can as an admin, this is almost a must. You know, you're not messing around with the keyboard, you're not doing any of this. You've got hotkeys where you're selecting green flag, you know, checker flag, yellow flags, being able to throw black flags if somebody's wrongly black flagged, which if you know, Tim, you know as well as I do, you get black flag for something I never did, you know, and that's just that's kind of some of that code that you know iRacing has, and you're able as the admin or the league administrator to kind of be able to throw those heat cautions out or delete those black flags. So Admin Box would be one to look for there. And originally Heatwave Designs is now changed to Sim Wrap Market. So same product, same people. They've just gone ahead and changed their name and changed their website. You know anything more about them, Tim? I think they did a little work for us. Yeah, they might have. I think they made a couple vector files for us, I believe in 48 hours. And that way we could go ahead and slap it on one of our race cars we got competing out there for the Sim Wrap Market. And I know Jimbo over at Stay Tuned Sports, that podcast, we'd like to give him a quick little shout out. I know he shouts us out, so we try to make sure you get tuned in. You know, he even talk sports and not just football and hockey and everything like that. But he even he does iRacing with us as well. So hey, great podcast to listen to if we're on an off night, which is very unusual for us here at 10-4. And then last but not least, Motorsports. And what a job they do. They make all sorts of gear, you know, with the gloves, you know, hats, shirts, things like that. And being able to set up your car, I believe they help with car setups. So yeah, another great sponsor to look at there, Tim. So man, you're awfully quiet here, bud. You already digging into some of those?
I was actually at the same time that my computer decided to restart because the power went out. So I'm back.
Oh man. Yeah.
I apologize for leaving you there.
No problem, bud.
I was looking at not Stay Tuned Sports, Martin Sports actually, and you know they've got a lot of stuff. You can get custom products, sim racing gloves, jerseys, jersey tees, socks. Shoot. I think we should get some 10-4 broadcasting socks around here.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, but, man, I don't know if I can wear socks with it. Oh, boy. We get a little peek there. Yeah, it looked like the 16 car. Yeah, of Newton there. Michael Newton kind of got into Nathan Bryant. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but, yeah, fortunately, it's we were able to respawn that car out there and get that thing back squared away. I know Nathan Bryant probably didn't appreciate that, but about another minute left to go here in the warm-up, and we should be back on the green flag there, Tim. I mean, man, I was
just going to bring up another sponsor that we wanted to give a shout-out to. They were formerly Heatwave Designs. They've rebranded themselves as Sim Wrap Market. make sure you go check out their website. They've got all of your needs for sim racing paint jobs. They got some hot looking cars over there. Join their Discord and get a new paint job done today from those guys. They do a great job over there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I was telling everybody they made vector files for us for our race car in under about 48 hours. So I mean, and our car looks good.
Yeah.
I just we need a solid driver in one of our in our car out there, and then we can really show that thing off and what sim wrap market can do. All right, I think that should be just about it, and I think we're about wrapped up here on that warm up there, Tim. So. Man, I'm excited to see what these guys have to put out here tonight.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We're getting ready to line up here. Alrighty. I think everybody's kind of getting their last cool drink of water, and they're lining up in these cars here, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to thank everyone again for coming and joining us here at 10-4 Broadcasting with the East Coast Modified Tour Series that these guys are running here tonight. Updated as before, Caden Tufts is not here tonight. So that really kind of puts the ball out there for anyone. Normally, any of you who normally tune in here, know that he's a constant winner here, and can really pull away at any time. He places fifth and is able to in 10-15 laps go ahead and reel it up and place it in the winner's circle and then pull away. So this should be really exciting for a lot of these other drivers who are looking to really show out here tonight and place it in a high spot. I mean, I would be super excited to see who can show up. I know my pick is going to be Nathan Bryant. He is long overdue for that win here in this series. So, I expect to see him up front and really be able to push forward and capitalize on this. But man, yeah, after the first heat there, he's kind of fallen back here and hanging out here in the backfield. But Nathan Bryant is not one to sleep on. He's going to push forward. He's going to capitalize. He's going to work his way up there. But he's got a lot of opposition in front of him. So we're definitely going to have to see how he handles himself and really kind of floss his way through this field.
Yeah, we really will. These guys, this is going to be a great race as Jeff Clifton's going to bring us to the green flag here. Coming out of turn 4, green flag here at Myrtle Beach. And Jeff gets a good lead there going to the inside, and already on the inside there.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, no. Just touches the wall with the rear end. Really no damage there, I don't think, so he should be good.
Yeah, and I think they just threw out the caution flag there, Tim, so everybody may be kind of checking up there, seeing that Jeff Clifton got turned around. So, yeah, from second place to 8th. I mean, oof. You know what I mean? That was bummer. I mean, ended up there in the back, but yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, is just not having enough track temp, and the tire temp to really rip these cars around. And Nathan Bryan making that quick jump from 8th up to 6th, taking those 2 spots. So yeah, working out good for him. Movers so far, Brad Carpenter, he's still rocking around up in the front, very forward, and Edward Marshall there in the 3rd.
Yeah, these guys are. Things are going to get these first, I want to say about 10 to 15 laps is going to be all about getting those tires warmed up. So it's just going to take some time. You're going to have to just take it easy. And unfortunately, Jeff Clifton, once again, a victim of the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's a flip side of the coin. You are side by side with all the drivers at this point. You've got to push, because once you single file, the farther away they're getting. you know, and now you've got to work around his line around, you know, rather than being double wide, and now I have a chance of taking away his high side on the back or front stretch, you know, or being low and being able to take his inside groove. So, I mean, you have to move, and you just got to figure out how to handle that car and be able to get that thing around. Let's take a little look at old Jeff Clifton there, kind of up here in the front. I wonder if they're saying they threw out the caution before when he spun, if he retains position. I'm wondering if that's what it was.
Okay.
So it should be one to go here, and I think we're back under green. But kind of looking at that pace truck, and it is not one to be my friend here tonight, as it looks like the lights are still on. They may take it for another round.
Yeah, looking at, I want to say, I'm looking at my information here on my end.
Yeah, the only information I see is taking a look out at that at the some of our chatters out there. It looks like Caden Tufts in the 88 went ahead and messaged us. He says, "I can't believe I missed this race." Yeah, we can't believe it either. But I assure you, Caden, if you're watching out there, everyone is ecstatic you're not here tonight. But yeah, I mean, better luck next week. This will definitely kind of play up on that points race a good little bit. You know, it's going to kind of drop him back a little bit, and everyone's really going to gain. So, I mean, yeah, wow. I mean, yeah, Caden Tufts, we miss you too, but I don't think the rest of the field does, though, bud. So, all right, and back to our racers. Looks like Brad Carpenter is going to go ahead and lead us up here to the start here, Tim, and I believe, yeah, look how stacked up these boys are. We're about to go back under green flag. There they go. Green.
Gets a good start there.
Absolutely. Yeah, Edward Marshall going ahead and riding that inside line and really putting Jeff Clifton where he doesn't want to be on that high side, where he didn't see any luck there before.
Oh, stacking up there behind him.
Yeah, looks like Torman back there getting in a little bit of trouble. And this is not
oh no!
Look at that. And the 15 car turned around again.
And somebody else is upside down on the front stretch.
Yeah, it looks like somebody's on their lid right there. Who we got? We got Chris Edwards upside down.
So here's my question. I need to go back and see who was the caution out for, because they both, at the same exact time, I'm looking at my end, both of them were spinning at the same time. That's going to be interesting to see where Clifton is going to be placed.
Yeah, I was going to say, we can take a quick little look here at the 72 here, and let's take a peek at what happens to him. It looks like he gets up, clips that wall, flips him.
Yeah, just stuck. Yeah.
Okay, so that was kind of a one-person issue there, and let's see what we got here with Mr. Clifton and see what happened with him, because that didn't go well for him. And it looks like Edward Marshall may have come up on him. So let's take a quick little peek. A little 10-4 broadcast caution. Get there. Looks like Edward Marshall there toward. Oh boy,
man.
Yeah, there toward the inside and just sent him around. Wow. Yeah, it looked like Torman got out of that one. Just barely. Wow.
Yeah, but that really throws some major damage on Clifton there. Man.
Yeah. Fortunately, there's a.
2 fast repairs, right?
1. So it's going to be tricky. They're going to have to be careful. See, they get turned around here.
And he used it.
Boy. Yeah, just sneaking out of that one. So, yeah, what a mess. What an absolute mess.
So as of now, Jeff Clifton has no more fast repairs. Used it early here. Whew, man, what lap is this? I want to say it's
I believe lap 3.
3, yeah. So
yeah,
he's got a long way to go, and using that this early is major. But the issue is, from here on out, the race could go green flag. So he has to take that. He really does have to take that now. It's not like a situation where he could, wait for a stage break or wait for another caution. He has to be aggressive and get that fixed now and get back up there to the front.
Yeah, and speaking of fixed now, I believe Chris Edwards, he may have taken that thing back to the garage after flipping it on its roof and kind of spinning around the track. I don't know if a fast repair was going to fix that one. So, yeah, he may have folded that car up, and that'll drop us down to the final 7. But as we do that, it looks like, I believe Brad Carpenter's about to lead us to another green flag start here, Tim.
Yeah, going back and taking a look at, wow, great start there.
Really ripping around the track there. I like how Miles Morris is definitely holding Edward Marshall up toward the top as Brad Carpenter pulls away.
Woo!
So, yeah, I mean, your
Just
top
a
3.
little bump back there.
Yeah, your top 3 are Brad Carpenter, Miles Morris, and Edward Marshall. I mean, just absolutely putting it together. But like I said, let's keep an eye on Nathan Bryant there, cutting that inside edge, moved his way up to 4th, so he's worked his way around Jacob Torman. But Torman is not wanting to let go as he dives that thing down in real hard and fast on the outside, but Nathan Bryant going ahead and pulling away and now has Edward Marshall's in his sights.
Yeah, Edward Marshall's is running a good line, though. He's pulling away down the back stretch and the front stretch, but in the corners, Bryant's able to pull him in. But, oh, and he gets loose there coming off the corner, and now that's going to help Torman come back up to the back end of Bryant. Oh, and now he gets loose off the corner.
Yeah, there's got to be something about that turn right there. I mean, when everybody's coming off 2, they're having a heck of a time. I mean, we can check even back here with Michael Newton, man. He's having a hard time really wrangling this car in. You know, he gets around that turn, and then that thing just wants to kick out on him. So, yeah, he's having some trouble. A lot different than practice. I knew he was having a little trouble during practice and qualified okay, but, man, yeah, he's having a little trouble with that car, so yeah, they may need to change the setup if they go for another caution or a pit stop here and see if we can, tighten that car up in the back end there a little bit. But yeah, Miles Morris up here. Check that out. I mean, having to kind of really block the 3rd and 4th position there, turning behind him there, Tim. I mean, yeah, that's starting to become a real handful for him.
It really is, and, somebody who this benefits is Brad Carpenter. The longer he stays in front of these guys, the harder it is going to be for them to get around him and catch Carpenter.
Yeah, but actually, I mean, working out really well. Miles Morris and Edward Marshall, I know they don't seem to be working together, but they're only half a second behind Brad Carpenter. I mean, this isn't the normal what we see Caden Tufts. He'd be leading by almost 3 seconds by now. And if he had woken up on time, he'd been out here too, but sometimes I guess that pillow comes calling, and man, it's time for bed.
Oh man,
but, yeah, it looks like Edward Marshall trying to take that little peek to the outside there. Oh yeah, there we go.
Now he's gonna. Not enough there, but he keeps peeking.
Yeah, definitely trying to work that car around him. I like what I see out of Edward Marshall. He's not really wanting to give up, especially while these tires are fresh. But he's got to keep in mind we got over about 55 to go, so he's got to keep an eye on his tires. I mean, you don't want to wear them out too soon here, Tim.
No, you really don't. And what he's doing right now is he's waiting for Miles Morris to make that just small mistake, get a little loose. He can get up under him and get around him and get that second position and start working on the leader. But until then, like you said, he's got to take care of those tires and make sure that he doesn't mess himself up in the long run here. As we see Bryant go to the inside, that was close.
Yeah, he's trying to take that little peek. I know he got in a little trouble last week and wasn't real happy with some of the drivers' discipline out there. And tonight he is says if they're going to start driving kind of ugly, maybe I might have to start bumping and rubbing too. Give them that little Tony Stewart deal. If you're not going to get out of my way, I'll give you a little nudge and get you out of my way. Oh boy.
Right.
Yeah, as you see, Edward Marshall gets real loose right there. Nathan Bryant takes over. So, yeah, Nathan Bryant from 8th place up to 3rd. I mean, great moving. Right now he's the biggest mover of the race here, Tim.
He's doing a great job. Look at how much space Carpenter has now between him and 2nd place.
Yeah.
And now joining the battle up here is Jacob Torman.
Yeah.
Coming up on Edward Marshall.
He was, and that's what I was talking about earlier. Is I'm wondering if that. I don't think tire wear would be that big of an issue at this point, But, man, I mean, you just see Edward Marshall really kind of having to wrangle that car for some reason. You know, that car's just getting a little weird on him, and I'm wondering if it's starting to set in. The lack of fuel is now starting to lighten the car up on him, and, and it's starting to kind of break him loose here. Man, Jacob Torman's all over his back bumper. And
it really is.
Yeah, and trying to rub, get around him. I mean, he even scrubbed the wall there a little bit. It doesn't look like no harm, no foul. But, yeah, he's doing everything he can to try to get around him. But, man, back up here to Nathan Bryant. I mean, he is all over Miles Morris. And Miles Morris has got to be getting nervous because I bet you he's starting to stare at that rear view mirror. Because, I mean, here we go as we're taking a little ride along here. Boy, he's got all up on him. Kind of having to let out early because Miles Morris checking up on him. But as he goes ahead and makes that move, daggone, that's getting closer, Tim.
I'm loving it. And I really think that if Bryant can get around Miles Morris, Carpenter better be. Oh no!
Hold it. Yeah, there we go. Yes. And Nathan Bryant, I mean, he can save him, boy. And we saw last time he raced, he came out of turn 4 and almost slid in the pit wall, and he was able to save it. But yeah, this is starting to become a familiar scene of Edward Marshall behind him, and I'm nervous that these two might just kind of clip each other, because Nathan Bryant is definitely trying to overdrive this car and catch up. Because Brad Carpenter off second place. I mean, he has already got a 1.5 second lead off Miles Morris. So these guys have got to change their race line, or Nathan Bryant is going to have to break loose to try to get out front.
And something else I'm watching. I've been watching Jeff Clifton. He's back up to 5th, just past Jacob Torman. He's been chipping away slowly at these guys. He's not been overdriving the car. He's just been riding around, hitting his marks, and he is up here catching these guys. They're going to have a new person to deal with if they're not careful.
Yeah. So, yeah, Nathan Bryant's got to make his move around Miles Morris if he wants to keep, Jeff Clifton from reeling him in. I mean, we got less than 50 laps to go out of a 75-lap race. So we're already a third of the way through here, Tim. So these guys are really going to have to kind of pick and choose where they're going to go. As you can see, Nathan Bryant looks like he's making that move to the inside. As he goes ahead and dives it in there. So Miles Morris going to have to hold. All right, it looks like Nathan Bryant might check up just a little bit and go ahead and save that for another turn. But Edward Marshall really kind of starting to get close to Nathan Bryant's rear bumper, so we don't want any of these guys getting turned around. But Rubbin's racing, and it's happening tonight here, Tim.
Yeah, and these guys are they all want that win, I'm telling you. And with all this battling going on, it's given Brad Carpenter a 1.6 second lead over these guys. He could just sit there, relax, hit his marks. He could make even a tiny mistake, and I believe that he'd still be all right. Because with these guys battling back here, they're using up all their stuff. Brad Carpenter's just out there cruising right now.
Yeah, but and really has all the clean air, all the nice clean track without anybody, changing his race line. He's able to kind of really work it around, and that seems to be kind of what we see here with these modifieds. Is once you get out front, you stay out front, and you can pull away. Because these, there's not really any draft with these cars. You can't really line up in line and push each other. Oh, man. And I bet you, Nathan Bryant's going to need a new pair of pants after that one. Because if you saw him sliding toward that wall and coming back toward you, man, Miles Morris gets turned around. Wow. And did Clifton eat that?
Oh, he did.
Yes, he did.
I know the frustration that he's got to feel right now because, he used that fast repair earlier. That was a major, major blow to the front of that car.
Yeah, that is not what he needed. That is not what he needed. As we're going to go ahead and take a quick peek here, back at that caution about what happened here. So you can see, yep, Morris, and then bang.
We knew it was coming.
Yeah, man. That's just not what you want, man. Not what you want. I mean, even Edward Marshall did not come out of that unscathed. I mean, he even got into the back of him. So his car is damaged. So, I mean, 3 cars damaged in that one. It looks like we have Miles Morris Jeff Clifton, and Edward, man. Good Lord. Yeah, just take a quick look along here with him. May have to try to get a better view. Let's see if we can pop to that cockpit there. Yeah, boom.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah, and lucky for Miles Morris, that kind of straightened him up, you know?
Right.
Yeah, kind of squared that away for him. So, man, that kind of ruins it for the guys, some of the guys. But now would be a good time to pit and get a set of fresh tires, and I think that may be what these guys are going to do, and go ahead and just, lick their wounds and try again. But we're going to go ahead and head to commercial real quick, and we'll be right back.
It looks like after that caution, Miles Morris is now your leader, and Nathan Bryant in second. Really benefited them. Brad Carpenter all the way back to third. Looking at pit times, Brad Carpenter was down pit road for 26 seconds. Miles Morris 13 seconds, and Nathan Bryant 22 seconds. So that's why these two guys were able to get ahead of Brad as we're back green here, lap 33.
Yeah, not a whole lot of time left, but enough to kind of really pick and choose. Now, if at this point in the race, who would be a good person to look out for? Yeah, at this point, because my choice is still the same.
I'm gonna. I don't want to pick the same as you, but Miles Morris, I think he is now in the best seat in the house. Oh, as we see just behind them, little tag action goes on back there with Brad Carpenter and Jacob Torman. Man, sorry, I'm all over the place, but I'm gonna go with Miles Morris here. He's been very consistent. Really he's not let up his position once he's gotten there.
Yeah, and a lot of good work these guys are doing here tonight. I mean, just being able to kind of floss around. But man, Michael Newton, maybe they made that adjustment he needed. He's running up there in the fourth position right now. But yeah, he has Jacob Torman all over his rear bumper.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's about to be a boatload of trouble. But speaking of
side
trouble,
by side for the lead.
Right there, hold it. Yep, nope, he ate that one. Man, I just flipped over and we caught him starting to slide sideways. So yeah, he's got major engine damage with that one.
And this is the risk that you take, as we see that I can see that he's smoking right now. That's not. He's got to get that thing down pit road, or it's gonna blow, and then he's gonna have to tow, and then his night's really over.
Yeah, he's got to kind of be quick and quick, fast, and in a hurry. So we're gonna kind of roll back to this caution here, and kind of see what unfolded here to get Nathan Bryant turned around.
You see Nathan goes here into turn one, gets below him, just pushes up, coming off the corner, just tags him just a little bit, but that head on into the wall is what really did it in.
Yeah. What a great cross-up move there from Nathan Bryant, to really kind of line him up there for that pass.
Unfortunately, I think Bryant had already used a fast repair, maybe on accident.
Boy, I hope not, because that would really kind of ruin his night.
Because he's still sitting here. Am I on line? Yep, I'm just making sure I'm looking at the right thing.
Oh, yeah, Nathan Bryant, he's back out on the track. He's still alive. He is still alive.
You know what? My iRacing just shut down. That's why I didn't see nothing going on.
Well, in the meantime, we're going to head back to commercial here, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, and we are back after that. After those commercials there, we really appreciate you guys sticking around with us here at 10-4 Broadcasting. We'd like to give an extra little shout out there to Admin Box, one of our fine sponsors here. Plug and Play Admin League Controller. I can't say much more about it. It's one of those you've got to get it when it's here. We'll be posting a link for you for a coupon code. That way you can go ahead and grab it. But right now, Miles Morris is back under green flag, and he takes off with the lead with Brad Carpenter right behind him.
Yeah, he gets a good start there, and now if I'm Miles Morris, I'd be a little concerned with who I have behind me because he was leading this race for a long time until that caution came out with Jeff Clifton taking that hard inside lick to that wall. As we're now on lap 39.
Halfway at 39. So yeah, Nathan Bryant trying to dive on the inside of Jacob Torman there. He's got the lane, he's got the move, but can he hold it? As Torman's gonna have the speed high side, and Nathan Bryant taking that cut to the inside, going ahead and holding him off. But man, he's got Edward Marshall behind him, but Edward Marshall kind of not really knowing where to go here and who to choose as these two go by. But yeah, I know that they're going to be a little nervous with Michael Newton, who's actually worked his way up here to the third position. Kind of tighten that car up, and so you can see him get going. As we're side by side here, Tim, with Nathan Bryan and Jacob Torman.
Yeah, you see them touch coming off of that corner, and I'm pretty sure their tires touched coming out of turn 2, but now heading back into turn number 1 and 2. Nathan just still digging away that inside lane, it's also opening the lane for Marshall as well. So Torman here could end up losing 2 spots, and there it is.
Man, and that's what you get, having open wheels. 2 tires can touch, and that's what happens. He's lucky it didn't buck him and send him straight into the wall there, Tim.
Yeah, and that would have been all over for him. As unfortunately now he drops to 6th place. Edward Marshall gets around him as well as Nathan Bryant. Bryant back up to 4th now. Oh, man. Michael Newton took that high lane way high, and that opened the door for Bryant. Now up to 3rd, setting his eyes on Carpenter now.
Yeah, man, is he moving fast. I mean, in a matter of about, 6 or 7 laps here. I mean, he's gone from the back, working his way up to the front after getting kind of tied up there. So, you're definitely shuffling, and you got to be nervous. I mean, Brad Carpenter is about to get a grill full of Nathan Bryant's car here. Whoa, as you can see Michael Newton taking that hard dive in there. Wow, yeah, I mean, man, there's a lot of action happening on the track here, Tim. It's hard to be everywhere at once.
It really is, and this is what I expected to hear from here tonight at Myrtle Beach. Once again, I want to remind everybody tonight's race is brought to you by 2G Motorsports. Oh, no! And Miles Morris now loses the lead to Carpenter.
Boy, does this open up the door for so many drivers at this point. Yeah, it's Nathan Bryant.
Oh, no!
Yeah, it looks like, what's his face?
Newton
ate that wall.
Took Jacob Torman with him. No caution yet.
Yeah, there it is. There's the caution.
Oh!
There's the caution.
And Miles Morris almost around again, right as the caution came out.
Holy cow. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take another peek at that caution there and see what in the world happened. So it was Newton who got turned around originally.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if he came off that turn just a little too hot, and then it just couldn't stick for him. So let's see what we got here. We got Michael Newton. We're kind of taking a peek at there. Miles Morris rolls to the top. Yeah, I'm just wondering if it just took the air out of the front of him here. As you see, he gets a little loose there. Bites that turn, and then Torman's got nowhere to go. Yeah, what a heartbreaker for Torman. We're gonna take a little ride along with him. I think we've rode along with him tonight and see really what he could have done here, if anything at all. As we get going here we're riding along with Jacob Torman. Oh, he gets a little crappy there. Oh, dude. Nothing, man. Yeah, you kind of think maybe he might, try to straighten that thing out, slow down for these guys to get going. But yeah, that's not exactly the best place to be. So yeah, you got to think that this has to be the perfect situation lining up here for Nathan Bryant. You know, I mean, I think this now nails him to the third position. You know, behind Brad Carpenter and Miles Morse. So your original leader of Brad Carpenter has now regained the lead, and you have Miles Morse in front of you again. So these guys are getting very used to seeing one another. But what can you do to change up the deal? I wouldn't think any kind of pit strategy here, Tim. Nathan Bryant has tires that are 5 laps fresher, but I don't know if any of these other guys have used their fast repairs. So he's on his last leg here, Tim. So what is your mindset when this green flag drops again?
Oh man, my mindset when this green flag drops again is I've got to get around who I need to get around, and I've got to stay there. I can't let nobody come to the inside of me, because as we've seen time and time again, if you get to the inside, a lot of these guys kind of get a little loose, and they could come up into you and ruin the rest of your night.
Yeah, and what I would fully expect here on this restart is Nathan Bryan is going to give Brad Carpenter one heck of a push, because he's not wanting to really hang out in that second position all night. So I think we're going to see one heck of a push here, Tim. Yeah, as you can see right there, they are contacting already. As soon as they jump, he's going to stick it. There they go. So now, see, he's on the inside of Miles Morse. He's going to have the upper hand here, right there on that turn, and might go ahead and make that move.
Oh, we gave him the back tire.
Oh boy, yeah, and what a great piece of driving there by Nathan Bryan, holding it together, and Miles Morse for keeping it off that wall. As it looks like Nathan Bryan might just go ahead and keep it, but it's a crossover. So now can he get enough speed to pull through this turn and stay out in front of Miles Morse?
He's got. Miles Morse had to check up a little bit.
Yeah,
I think Michael Newton's around again.
Oh, we're back into caution. Yep, it looks like you might be right.
And I saw in the chat, Robert Muth asked how he can join the league. Just want to let you know, Robert, I sent you the invite to the league on their Facebook group. Just make sure you check them out, and maybe we'll see Robert Muth out here soon enough.
Oh man, I love people coming and trying to figure out different ways to get into these leagues here, Tim.
Oh, me too. And I love what Roger does. Or did I say Robert? I meant to say Roger Muth. Hopefully he didn't hear that, because I'm a dodo brain. But he's producer and broadcaster over at Turn 3 Broadcasting. So huge shout out to him and what he does as well.
Man, yeah.
Man.
Quick little peek there, and yeah, not much, man. Not much. Just a one car. Oh no.
Oh no.
And that is what I didn't see. Good thing
I didn't see that either.
As Torman also caught him. Wow.
Man.
Yeah. That's gonna. I hope Torman isn't totally banged up here tonight. I hope he's not totally banged up, as Newton may go back to his pit crew chief and say, "Hey man, whatever you did, put it back."
Yeah, for real. Oh no, and Roger did hear what I said. Well, my bad.
That's all right. But yeah, I mean, quick little shout out for him as well. So I mean, you're saying we got two, Turn 3. And we got 10-4 Broadcasting, and we got Stay Tuned Sports Podcast. All great places to, join in and be able to, watch some racing and really get some sports insight. Kind of our take on how we do things. But man, well, what a battle this has become, as we're coming down with about 26 to go. About 25 when we cross the line, if you want to get technical. But man, I mean, pace car lights are off, and yeah, you've got to be excited to be Nathan Bryant right now after so much you've come over, but he's once again in that dreaded second position. That is not where you want to be.
If I was him, I mean, no disrespect to Marshall, but he doesn't have Miles Morse in his way right now, and Miles Morse was really roughing him up. But here on this green flag run, or this green flag restart, look at how tight they get right here. Yeah. They're all just waiting for it.
Nathan Bryan's trying to hook wheels with him.
Oh, bad start for Nathan.
He was trying to hook wheels with him, and now he's got Edward Marshall kind of chopping on the inside of him. So this is not going to be where he wants to be, hanging out there on the outside. So
able to clear him, though. Man. Oh, but he got to check up.
Oh, nice little bump there.
Man.
Nice little bump, as it looks like, as you say, Miles Morse as he's right next to him as Miles Morris gets loose there, kind of driving around, having to kind of compete back there with Michael Newton. So, yeah, what a...
no, Torman!
What in the world is going on here? It's almost like there's oil on the track here, Tim. These guys are just having a heck of a time just keeping these cars stuck to the track. Yeah, but you got to be... Brad Carpenter's got to be loving this, as I'm not having to, pucker as much watching these guys sliding around there in the back. Holy cow.
Yeah, Nathan Bryant back up to third now after all that transpired. A little bit of distance between him and Edward Marshall, but now, he can get those tires warmed up, get some grip, and go after them. Those side-by-side restarts, you can't get those tires warmed up enough by yourself. You can't really... It's just you're sitting there battling and you're trying to hold your position while you're waiting for your tires to warm up, and you get loose or somebody gets loose around you, and it just kind of wiggles everybody around.
Yeah, I know. I have been talking about him a lot tonight, but Nathan Bryant. I mean, look at that, right there. Great move.
Second place.
Yeah, waits for Edward Marshall to kind of make a mix-up, but he took a deep breath, planted, picked his lines, and went ahead and walked on around. So yeah, now he's only got one more guy, and he's about a second away from him. So Brad Carpenter is standing on the throttle in this one because Nathan Bryant is trying to reel him in the best he can. But is he too far as we are less than 20 to go?
Man, and now all sights are set on the leader. Got about a second lead over Nathan Bryant. I think I just saw somebody tag the wall a little bit back there.
Yeah, it looked like Miles Morse got a little loose and might have just kissed it off that wall. No harm, no foul, line it back up. But, yeah, Jacob Torman is going to kind of look here on the inside. I mean, yeah, these guys are kind of playing cat and mouse right now, kind of inside, outside, inside. I mean, these guys are going to have to hold it together. But, yeah, I mean, really right now the one to keep an eye on is Brad Carpenter, really keeping that 1 second lead, and Nathan Bryant back in that dreaded second place. If there's one thing he's consistent, and that's definitely placing up here on a podium position, but second is not where he wants to be, as he's got to turn up the heat here, as he's only got about 17 to go.
Yeah, oh man, and just looking at Carpenter's able to keep it at about a 1 second lead between him and second place of Nathan. Nathan's not been able to really gain anything since getting around everybody else. So, if I'm Carpenter, I'm just going to sit here and keep hitting my marks, and I should be good to the end of this one.
Yeah, I'm just hoping nothing's happened to Nathan Bryant and the front knows that thing when he kind of made that bump. If he's ended up with any sort of damage on the front of that car, if that's what he's dealing with right now.
And that could be. I mean, there's a lot of things in iRacing that you cannot see damage-wise.
Oh, yeah. Take a little peek there, Tim. Check it out. See it?
Oh, yeah.
He may be dealing with a little bit of fold-up issue, and that's not really letting the aerodynamics of the car do what he needs to do, which is why probably Edward Marshall's actually starting to reel him in now.
Yeah. Man, that's unfortunate. As you can see, Marshall's getting a really good run there. On my side, I'm looking at it from the front to the back of Bryant, and Marshall's just running such a solid line right now. But I think he's got to put the bumper on Bryant if he's going to want to get around him, unfortunately.
Yeah, he may have to, but, I think, they may return each other favors of a couple weeks ago, trying to bump and grind to really get their way up here. But, yeah, I mean, these two are only separated by 0.2 of a second, so, there's still a chance. We're coming up only about 10 laps to go.
Yeah, that's what I love also about this series. Laps go by so fast that, these guys really got to hone in and make their moves when they need to.
Yeah, and it looks like Edward Marshall got a little off his game there. Dropped off 0.2 just that lap. So, yeah, something's happened here. I don't know if maybe tire wear's starting to set in. Him and Nathan Bryant pit on the same lap on lap 37. But, yeah, something's starting to happen between these two, and they're kind of falling off real bad here.
Yeah, the car with the most or the best or the freshest tires is Miles Morris. As you see Edward go to the inside of Bryant now.
Wow, what a move there, Tim.
Man, and this is just Carpenter's got to be loving seeing this right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's built himself up to about a 2-second lead. So, yeah, these two battling it out, he's almost got this one in the bag. So, right now, I mean, it's trying to keep these two safe and clean at this point, as those two look like they finally kind of set their differences aside and gone ahead and, single filed it back. But, Tim, I wouldn't count Edward Marshall out. Yeah, I would not count him out, bud.
I wouldn't count him out for a second, but now Carpenter's got a 2-second lead over these guys. He can almost smell the checkered flag at this point.
Yeah. Great luck for Carpenter at this point. You know what I mean? Because he was in the back of the field there for a little bit after one of those mix-ups. Miles Morris out front, and then you had Nathan Bryan almost getting a good shot at it, and him actually being able to get a good run at this. As it looks like Nathan Bryan's starting to get a little chewing away, but he's still 2 seconds off, and we're less than 5, Tim. So great job by Brad Carpenter, but I think really right now, between Edward Marshall and Nathan Bryan, these may be your two here for the end of the race.
Yeah, and at this point, if you're Edward Marshall, do you just accept third place? Do you get that podium finish, or do you push to, oh man, Bryan all over the place? Or do you push to get around Bryant and risk getting in an accident?
Oh, boy, and you might get just what you wish here, as it looks like Edward Marshall might be trying to force his will here. As we're going to take a quick little ride along how close he's getting. He is making contact with that car. Boy, yeah, hear that throttle control, Tim, so you hear him checking up. So yeah, you ready for this? Because, boy, he's going to stick it to him in a second.
Oh, man, all over the bumper. White flag, I believe, is out.
Here we go. Get that Michelin chopper view right here. Drop down.
Oh, he's not going to get to him. Not enough time.
I believe Carpenter goes in and wins the race, followed by Nathan Bryant. Oh, man, in that second position. No burnouts for him. That may have done it. So, oh, man.
Man, what a great race here tonight at Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, what a run. I mean, really, your top place finishers here. I mean, Brad Carpenter, Nathan Bryan, and Edward Marshall, followed by Miles Morris and Michael Newton. I mean, these guys rounding out your top 5 here. Jacob Torman just wasn't able to get it to pan out. Jeff Clifton, we saw he got tangled up in a whole bunch of wrecks. It seems to be kind of the deal for him, is it just can't get this thing to stick the way it's supposed to. And man, just what a bummer. What a bummer for these guys. And Chris Edwards, we saw him get flipped on his lid, rounding out in the 8th position. But yeah, that's just a bummer there, Tim, being able to see these guys really not being able to kind of wrangle that thing in there.
Yeah. Looking at, let me see. Trying to see who the fastest lap of the race was. Looks like it's going to be Carpenter. Ran a 17.82. No, I lied. Nathan Bryant, 17.79. I don't know my numbers. But, I mean, I really thought that, Bryant was going to be able to pull it off tonight. But consistency paid off. We saw Carpenter lead this race early on and really dominated and was able to recover with whatever happened on pit road. I'm not sure what happened on pit road. We'll make sure we ask him because he could have maybe taken something that the other guys weren't doing, or he maybe had a little damage that we didn't know about. He could have smacked the wall while we were watching the battles behind him. So, he was able to overcome that long pit stop and come back out on top and show these guys how it's done.
Yeah, but speaking of guys that we were hoping to come out on top, as Edward Marshall, I believe we kind of caught up to him here. I've seen what exactly in the world happened as he was trying to chase down Nathan Bryant there. Edward Marshall, got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Oh man, how are you? We saw you got tangled up in some stuff and trying to run down Nathan Bryant. I mean, really walk me through those last 10 laps. I mean, that is something we had an eye on the whole time.
Yeah, it just took me a couple laps for my tires to get warmed up, I think. Especially at Myrtle Beach, the air pressures, you run them so low. the first 5, 6, 7 laps for me is just always really tough, and most of the time I'm giving up spots. But later on, I probably had fastest lap of the race the last 5 or 6 laps. I'm not going to race Nathan dirty for second place, because at the end of the day, second place is just the first loser. So Nathan ran a good race, and I gave him plenty of room when he got loose going into 1 and 2. I think it's almost 3 laps in a row. But I'm not gonna try to wreck someone for second. So
Yeah, I understand it, man. It was hard racing. We did notice you. It almost looked like you guys locked bumpers there for a while, really trying to stay connected and get around there. But man, it was what a battle it was. Being able to be that close for that long and not turn each other around. I mean, Nathan Bryan did get loose,
Yeah.
but you having the respect and the discipline of not turning another guy around just to take another place is really a mark in my book there, bud.
well, I appreciate it, and that's the whole point of trying to race some of these league races. Get away from the crazy official races that people think they have to win on lap 1 every time. And
Amen.
every once in a while, you get into a league race, and like tonight, for example, just a bunch of people with really short tempers getting mad for no reason, and ended up costing some people the race, or probably a worse finish than they would have had if we didn't have the drama.
Yeah, yeah, and you're always gonna have that, no matter where you are, what league you play for, you're always gonna have those guys, whether it's they're there, they're not, and you don't know, you kind of cut somebody off, you really ruin their night. But I mean, third place tonight, it was a great finish, and it looks like next week you guys are lining up for South Boston. I mean, that's one of my favorite tracks there. It's shaped more like a mixing bowl. How are you feeling about that run next week?
I think everyone next week in the league better put the big boy pants on, because South Boston, I think, is probably my favorite track.
All right. Now I was going to say, and
Good to know.
I believe that's another 75 lapper there. So, I mean, that should, yeah. Do you think you're going to need as much warm-up time as everybody else?
Next week, I'll probably won't even qualify. I'll just start dead last, so everyone else has a chance.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll make sure we put that out there. You're calling your shot. You're going to win that one. I mean, you want to place by how far?
It depends on if Caden sleeps in or not.
All right. Well,
We could sabotage that.
here we go.
I think Caden missed tonight because he's taking a nap.
Yeah, I was sleeping for way too long is what he had to say. So, yeah, I'm sure Caden is wishing he was out here, but I bet you guys are wishing he wasn't. So, yeah, always great. But, man, podium finish. As usual, Bud, go ahead and give a shout-out to your sponsors or anybody out here watching you.
I'd like to thank y'all for broadcasting it. I'd like to thank Evan Burke for hosting the league. I'd like to thank all the fellow racers that raced me pretty clean. And at the end of the day, I thank Factory S Motorsports for putting me on board last week. Maybe Kaden take a few tips off me when we were heading to South Boston.
Excellent. I love it, bud. I love it. Appreciate you coming and talking to us. And hey, show up for Friday for those late model races. Jeff Clifton will be there too, so make sure you show up for that as well.
Well, I think on Friday night is that high octane series. And I think I might start running that. I ran it last Friday. I think I went from last to about 4th in the last lap.
Cool.
Hey, well, this Friday, they're off.
This Friday they're off. Okay. Well,
yeah, new season starts, I believe, July 1st.
I might have to get in with the late models then.
Attaboy, no excuses. No excuses.
All
I
right.
want to see you. All right, bud.
All right. Yeah, I'll have a good one.
All right, Edward Marshall. Appreciate you doing this, bud.
Edward.
Man.
Over here, tell people where to race their next race.
I love it, man. I love it. God dang, I love it. But, man,
That's great.
if there's one heartbreaking position right now, it has got to be Nathan Bryan at this point. Not really nailing this down. I mean, man, I just don't know what to say. I really feel bad for him. But we're going to go ahead and bring Nathan Bryan in here. Nathan, you got a copy on us?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you lead it off. I know how you feel. I was rooting for you. I had you in the camera, and just short again. I mean, you got tied up, and once again, a couple of incidences. Yeah, I mean, I think you had to use your fast repair, but still a second place finish. I mean, we're at South Boston next week, bud. I mean, what could you have done differently tonight to really, reel Brad Carpenter in?
I don't know. I felt like we had a fast car. I don't know what the lap times were looking like towards the end. It kind of seemed like I'd reel him in and then I'd get loose going into 1 and 2. But I don't know. Second week in a row where we get a top 3 finish, but during the race you wouldn't think that because I mean we kept getting wrecked and this and that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm much happier finishing second to somebody else rather than Caden because that gets kind of old.
I understand. He said he slept in, so I mean I figured that was kind of fortunate for the whole field out there tonight. But I mean, yeah, what a bummer, man. I mean, I kind of had you as the race pick. I knew you were guaranteed, top 3, but another second place. I mean, consistency wins series, but you got to be thinking, is 2 your lucky number at this point?
Well, I sure as hell hope not. I need 1 to be my lucky number.
Go ahead, Tim. Take it away, bud.
That's you had to overcome, starting in the back, getting up to the front in the heat. You spun out. Kind of take me through your thought process. Coming into a track like this where it seems like you guys were struggling off these turns.
Yeah. I mean, to start, I purposely gave myself a crappy qualifying time because I knew Caden wasn't here and any points advantage I can get on or if I can close the difference a little bit and figured out a couple weeks ago that not finishing in the top 2 in qualifying helps you because you get points for the heat races. But that plan didn't really work out. I kind of just stepped over myself and spun out. But yeah, at this track, it seems like it takes longer for the tires to get heated up. So I mean, you go to put a fast time down, or you go to put a move on somebody, and the car just slides out right from under you.
Yeah, you were running into 67-degree temperatures on the track, so I mean, it does take about 4 or 5 laps to really get anything to really want to tack up there. So, I mean, we know exactly what you're talking about there, but, yeah. We're going to let you kind of wrap this one up here, Nathan Bryan. I know you're kind of ready to get back to doing other things, but we'll go ahead and let you go ahead and give a shout-out here, bud. I mean, yeah, as we come up on South Boston, but, yeah, we'll bring that up. Go ahead and give a shout-out there, bud.
Yeah, I got to thank Thermofoams Inc., Bison Scaffold, Haynes Supply, Don's Welding, Skyworks, McConey Setup Shop, Buffalo Concrete, Don Adamsack for the paint scheme, Double Clutch, Joe Biden for forcing me to do sim racing because I can't afford real racing anymore, and shout out to my girlfriend, anybody watching.
All right, well, hopefully that's going down as the greatest, the greatest shout out of all time.
Man. I was going to say, hopefully we can use that. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I
wasn't
love
ready for it.
I love it. But, yeah, South Boston's next week, bud, and we hope to see you, really place that one. Edward Marshall's calling his shot. So, I'm hoping you'll beat these guys and really put it in winner's circle because I believe South Boston is the last race of the season for you guys until the next round. So,
if I can make it to the track, diesel's pretty expensive where I'm at. So we'll see if we can make it there, but Sleepy Joe maybe will give us another check or something.
All right, Nathan. I appreciate you, bud, and we'll see you next week, bud.
All right, see you guys later.
See you, Nathan.
Oh, man, and there's Nathan Bryant there for you. Obviously, not really enjoying our elected official. But we're going to cut to commercial real quick, and we're gonna reel in our race winner here tonight. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and I believe Tim has caught up with our race winner. And
Man, I have. And we've got Brad Carpenter here. Brad, you're able to pull it off, buddy. What a win.
Yeah, I was kind of questioning it because after that pit stop with tires, my crew kind of sucked. So Christian came out third, so it worked out though.
What did happen down pit road? Because I was looking at your pit times compared to everybody else's. It seemed like they had been drinking or they were having lunch or something. I mean, it took like 26 seconds.
Yeah, normally they're 22, and I don't know. I came in the pit right. I did everything that I knew. I didn't take a tear off or anything, so I don't know. It was just bad.
I thought maybe you had some damage, but I mean, I guess not, since you didn't even know what was going on. But man, what a dominating performance! You were able to come out here, lead early, and just really run away with it there at the beginning, and just kind of keep your space between you and second place. Kind of take me through your thought process for tonight's race.
Well, I knew like during practice I was faster than everybody. The beginning of the race, I just paced myself. Didn't push the car too much. I didn't want to burn up the tires early, but I knew the setup was pretty loose and stuff, so I just tried to keep it as straight as I could through the corners and be consistent.
Yep, and I could tell when I was riding on board with you during the race, you were just so consistent and solid, as you were saying, with the turn radius of the car. You know, it goes a long way in these cars in iRacing, where if you keep your line as straight as possible, each lap, you're just going to keep ticking them off and keeping your distance from those guys behind you, and be consistent in how you finish. I think you may have been the only driver to not be involved in an accident tonight. I think.
I got hit in the butt one time, but that's about it. No, the car took about 4 or 5 laps to get ready with tire pressures and stuff, and before it was ready, and everybody just kept pushing it right at the beginning on restarts, and I don't know. That's just, I guess common sense isn't so common.
Well, and I think for when Caden Tufts doesn't show up, all of a sudden, everybody, all of a sudden, is like, hey, I can get out there and win this thing. So they're going to be aggressive and do everything they can to make that happen. So, I can't fault them for that, because I can't say that I wouldn't do the same thing. If I see, I'll say, if I don't see my arch nemesis in the race, I'm going for that win. So,
yeah,
it's Caden not being here kind of opened the door for a lot of different chaos.
Yeah, I wish he would have been here, actually. I think I would have given him a run for money here, but I got second to him last race, so he's fast, and the biggest thing is I'm probably old enough to be all these guys' dad, so it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think somebody's shouting him out there, Tim. Roger.
Yeah, I think Roger was rooting you on. Roger Muth.
Yeah, let's go, Brad.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. All right. So you got a fan out there, bud, that's watching.
There you go. All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Man, but yeah.
No, it was chaos. The race was, the setup was pretty touchy, and so it didn't make very clean racing, because if you overdrove it, it pushed off or middle, and if you underdrove, like I would back off the corners way early, and a lot of guys tried pushing it in, and I was like, where are you guys going, So it was just consistency. This is the biggest thing.
Yep.
Yeah, we saw a lot
congratulations.
of we saw that Michael Newton pretty good, kind of diving into that turn real hard, and it didn't seem to work out for him too well. But man, South Boston, the final race of the season's next week. I mean, are you as confident as Edward Marshall is at this point? Because he's called his shot that he's going to win that one.
We'll see. We'll see who shows up. That's another track kind of like this, where track position's pretty huge, and it's hard to pass. So we'll see.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Edward Marshall even said if Caden Tuff shows up, he's going to show him a thing or two. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Edward has me and Nathan also to deal with, and I don't know if Jeffrey will be back. So we'll see.
Yeah. I know Jeff's been getting caught up in a few things, with the incidents out here. And I mean, I get it, but it's just a string of bad luck. I've noticed about 2 or 3 races, man. He's just getting turned around, just wrong place, wrong time, and it's just there's really nothing you can do about it. But
no, I've been there.
Yeah,
and
it
sucks because it's when you don't do stuff and you get wrecked. It's like, okay, this is no fun.
Oh yeah, and all you want to do is become an ostrich and just slam your head into the sand and try to pretend like it didn't happen.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, I mean, better luck. I mean, even next season, because next season even looks like a ball. So, oh man,
yeah, it does.
But yeah, what a great win tonight. I mean, here at Myrtle Beach. So, I mean, yeah, dude, give us some shout outs. I got to hear some.
All right, Bob's Pet and Pond, my wife for letting me race. That's a big part.
Amen.
It is. Mark Logan helps me build setups and open setup stuff, and I want to thank Joseph because he's got to put up with all this crap because Evan's not been here. So, thanks, Joseph.
All right, man. Yeah, and great job again, Brad Carpenter. I can't say that much more, bud.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
You guys have a good night.
We'll see you next week.
All right. Later.
Man,
Patrick.
Yeah.
What a great race. All around. We didn't, Ed Carpenter. I knew I was going to say that. Daggone it. Oh, Ed Carpenter's an IndyCar racer. Brad Carpenter, he may have dominated here tonight, but even when he had that issue on pit road and came back out, he still had to battle back, take that lead back. And, once he got back out there, everybody else was battling it out, slamming into each other, hitting the wall. I mean, man, what a great win for him.
Yeah. And really for our race sponsor tonight should be 2G Motorsports.
Yep.
Yeah, great guy, and even this league and all of us really appreciate them coming out and sponsoring this race and this league, so that way we can make this happen. And I really, I'm beside myself. I hate to see the season end, but I'm glad to see another season's already lined up for these guys to get back out here and really put these modifieds through the rounds again.
Listen, I'm super excited. And you brought up next season. Next season looks fantastic. Stafford Motor Speedway to begin the series. Nashville Fairgrounds, Bristol Motor Speedway. I know you love that place. Thompson Speedway, Martinsville, Hickory Motorsports, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Road course. That's going to be interesting in these cars.
Wow.
North Wilkesboro, Richmond, Five Flags, Myrtle Beach again, and we end at South Boston again. So these guys have got to take notes from tonight and carry that into next season because they're coming back here once again, the second race before the end of the season.
Yeah, and how exciting that's going to be is just to really go ahead and make that kind of thing happen. And just I don't know. I hope they were re-invited to watch the racing that these guys can do. I mean, we're reaching out there. We got Stellar, and Rose out there that are apparently now Nathan fans. So, and it's really a wonderful thing to be able to bring this kind of thing, this kind of thing out to the viewers out there, and for everyone else joining us. So, any final thoughts there, Tim, before we sign off?
I just want to give a huge thank you and shout out to Admin Box for jumping on board with us for our broadcasts. And I just want to let everybody know that you can use the code 10-4-box with 2 X's as a promo code to get your Admin Box today for $125. So don't miss out on that deal. I encourage all leagues to get it. It's going to make your life so much easier. And just want to thank all of our other sponsors. Want to thank 2G Motorsports for coming on board for this race here at Myrtle Beach. Want to thank Martin Sports. 906.com is where you can find all that apparel from them. Again, thanks to Stay Tuned Sports. Thanks to Simrap Market. I think I said that right. They changed the name, so I'm bad at
No longer Heat Wave. They're now Simrat Market.
yeah.
Yep.
So just want to thank everybody for coming on board, letting us bring this series to you all week in and week out. And I'm sad to see that it ends next week at South Boston.
Yeah, and wow, I mean, just what an action-packed series here, Tim, and we appreciate everybody coming out here and joining us at 10-4 Broadcasting. Signing off, Timothy Hammond, Patrick Morrison, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you for the finale next week.
Have a great night, guys.